when you think about old school detective work, you probably picture it, right? That pinboard on the wall, grainy photos, bits of string, Sharpie lines everywhere.
Yeah, the classic red yarn connecting everything. That really was the image of investigation for, what, a century?
Absolutely. So today we're doing a deep dive into the massive leap from that whole setup, the cork and yarn, to modern AI, specifically large language models, LLMs. They're kind of the ultimate invisible thinking pinboard.
Exactly. And our mission here really is to get under the hood of that shift. It's not just that it's faster, though it is blindingly fast.
Yeah.
It's about finding connections that are, well, hidden, latent relationships, we call them.
Elite new relationships. Okay.
And connections so subtle, maybe so unexpected that a person just wouldn't spot them. Or, even traditional computer searches would miss them entirely. And LLM sees all the data, everything, not as separate files, but like a continuous web of meaning.
Right, because if you compare them directly, the physical board, you're limited. How many photos and notes can you actually track? A few dozen, maybe. And it all relies on your own memory.
Totally limited by physical space and human cognition.
Whereas the LLM, it can handle, billions of data points? And process them instantly. But, okay, here's a question. Is this just a really, really fancy keyword search? Like super fast CTRL plus F? Where's the actual AI part?
That's the crucial difference. It's not just keywords. The real power comes from understanding semantic meaning. It goes way beyond just matching words.
Semantic meaning. Explain that a bit more.
Okay, so the LLM doesn't just see the word coffee in, say, a phone transcript. Through something called semantic embedding, it understands the concept of coffee. Maybe a specific high-end brand, maybe the idea of a morning routine.
Got it. It understands context, not just the letters COFFEE.
Precisely. And it does this across thousands of different data types all at once. Crime reports, bank statements, social media posts, emails. Everything is processed based on its underlying meaning.
Which brings us to, I think, a really interesting technical bit. The attention mechanism. Sounds technical, but how does this actually help an investigator? How does it work for you, the listener, in practice?
Right, attention. It sounds dry, but basically it's like a super smart filter. It figures out almost instantly how relevant one tiny piece of data is to every other piece of data it's looking at, even in a massive data set.
So it's constantly weighing importance.
Constantly. And that's what lets it find those non-obvious links, the ones that don't scream, connect me.
Okay, you have to give us that example, the one from the source material that really makes this click.
Absolutely. So imagine this scenario. The LLM finds a tiny detail. A suspect just casually mentions some obscure brand of coffee, let's call it aged Sumatra, in a recorded phone call. Just a passing comment.
Okay, seems trivial.
Seems trivial, exactly.
Yeah.
But then the LLM connects that exact brand name to a receipt found maybe hundreds of miles away near the crime scene. Now think about a human detective.
Yeah, using spreadsheets or just reading reports, they likely skim right past that coffee brand. They're looking for names, places, times, not niche coffee preferences buried in different document types.
Exactly. It's too specific, too random seeming for standard analysis. The LLM sees the semantic link.
So, all right, it finds these hidden threads, these connections. Does it just spit out a list of document IDs and timestamps like see file X and file Y?
See, that's what a less sophisticated system might do, a simple database query. But the LLM does something more powerful. It has generative capability.
Meaning it can write.
It weaves the connections it finds into a coherent story, a structured explanation. It doesn't just list links. It explains why they matter.
So that narrative generation is key. It wouldn't just say coffee receipt matches phone call.
Right. It would articulate why that coffee detail is significant. It might say something like, look, the link between subject A and this location was pretty weak before, maybe just a cell tower ping, but this shared, very specific coffee preference, that strongly reinforces the connection.
Suggesting maybe they knew each other, shared this taste, or the suspect knew the victim's specific routine down to the coffee brand.
Precisely. It builds the argument, strengthens the hypothesis. It essentially helps construct the narrative of the case.
Which must be incredibly powerful for testing ideas too, right? Dynamic analysis.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Investigators can use it to test scenarios incredibly quickly, things they never have time for manually. Like they could ask the LLM, find all evidence connecting this suspect to the crime location on this date, but ignore the main witness statement.
And force it to find alternative paths based purely on, say, financial data or maybe IP address logs.
Exactly. It pushes the analysis into new territory, uncovering links based on completely different data dimensions. It shifts the whole process from looking at static pictures on a wall
The old pinboard.
to this dynamic, constantly evolving narrative analysis that's always digging for those hidden, latent connections across all the data.
It really is a different world. So here's a final thought for you listening. If an LLM can instantly spot a critical link, a hidden connection, just based on a single obscure coffee brand across potentially billions of data points, what else is out there? What previously accepted facts or conclusions, maybe in business or science or even history, are based on connections that are, well, just waiting for an LLM to finally analyze them? Something to think about.